are you doing today? I'm doing all right. Today is, I don't know why I was just going to say Monday because it's definitely not Monday. It's a Wednesday. It's my Wednesday update. It's Wednesday, April 8th. People, I don't redo. You get what I get, what I give. Today is Wednesday, April 11th. If you can't tell, it's already been a week. And it's only Wednesday, and I can't really talk about why it's been a week. You'll have to wait until next Wednesday for me to be able to tell you about it. Anyways, not sure how this video is going to go. We're going to go with it and see how things happen. First off, I want to thank you all for the wonderful support for my new pattern that came out last Wednesday-ish. I think it was actually Thursday by the time it got out because I was having issues with Etsy. Etsy decided to flag my pattern to ensure that it met their quality standards and policies and procedures. I can understand that. It's the first time it ever happened to me, so I was kind of questioning why all of a sudden it's on this one pattern. So I was like, well, maybe I did something wrong, but they came back to me, they communicated with me, said, no, it's just because occasionally they do that just to ensure that what people are putting up is legitimate, that it's not infringing on copyright issues, and that that it's sellable. So I can respect that, because I wouldn't want somebody to be putting up something that they stole from me. So, or something that, I think they also do it for like the big names, Disney, Procter and Gamble, those kind of things. That's what I was getting from the forums whenever I was reading through the forums. So that's why it took so long to get the pattern up. So it didn't show up until I think Thursday at noon. But ever since then, I've had wonderful response, and I want to thank you all for that. Again, if you're interested in any of my patterns, I currently have 4 up on the site. This is the most recent. My windmill. Go check them out. The link will be linked below. Ginger Gerald Designs on Etsy. We'll talk more about the shop in a little bit. So, also, I want to thank you all for the wonderful support for my new series on Confessions of a FlossTuber, Confessions of a FlossTuber. Our first episode came out yesterday with Minty Stitcher, Mindy. So wonderful support again from that. And again, we're going to continue with that in just under 2 weeks with our second episode with Buckeye Stitcher, Nicole. So be on the lookout for that on the 2 weeks from yesterday. Can't remember what the date is. Not going to look it up right now. Okay. As of right now, it's going to be every 2 weeks. If we continue to have the support and the excitement over it, I may consider doing it weekly. But that's a lot of work on my end and a lot of work on the people's ends to be willing to work with me on recording. But I do have some recordings ready to go. So, okay. But for this month, it's every 2 weeks. Also, thank you for the love and kindness for the live video. Again, lots of support and love. I thought that was a lot of fun. It was great answering the questions and answering the questions that you provided on the Off the Grid Needle Arts FlossTube group, the Friday Off the Grid Party group. I'm going to continue doing those randomly. Don't know how often. It's not going to be all the time because I don't want to overwhelm people with live videos, because I know not everyone likes live videos. And When I do live videos, they aren't always going to be at the same time. That way, people always have a chance to participate. So if you didn't get to participate either because you were working or sleeping because you're in Australia or whatever reason, then you will have a chance to maybe participate in the next one because I will make it a different time because we're all in different time zones. So I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to participate either through questioning, providing questions. So instead of always doing it on Facebook, I may have you provide questions through Instagram or some other way. So be on the lookout for that. But I will continue to do question and answer type live videos. I thought that was kind of like the best way to go about doing a question or a live video, just because that was kind of fun. Then you could throw questions at me and I could focus on the live stream. I haven't had a chance to look to see if the live stream showed up on the video if people watched it later on. Did it? I don't know. I haven't checked. I completely forgot to look. So could maybe somebody fill me in? Let me know. Okay. So that is all the recap of the videos from the past. We're going to be moving on. Tomorrow I will have an update on knitting. If you're interested in knitting, I know not everyone is because the biggest majority of my viewers are cross stitch, and I respect that, but I know a lot of you are watching and or learning to knit with me, and we're having a lot of fun. So if you're interested in knitting or just want to watch vicariously and learn to knit vicariously through us, have at it. I know Caroline has put up the video on switching the stitches from the circular to the double pointed. That should be going up today. So be on the lookout for that if you're interested and haven't seen that yet. I'm interested because I am this close to finishing the hat. And that's where I'm at. I just need to do that, but I don't know how to do that. So I'm waiting on that. I know it's a lot of work for Caroline to do that, and she is very how should I put it? Her workload is very heavy right now. So if you are interested at all in these knitting tutorials, please let Caroline know either through Facebook or Instagram or commenting on those videos because it is a lot of work for her. I know she enjoys it, but it also needs to be worthwhile for her to put the time into it because there is so much other stuff that she could be doing with her time. I know I appreciate it and she knows that from me, and I know there are others that express that. But if you are interested, it is helpful if you can express the love just so that she knows how many people are getting worth out of those videos. So thank you. Okay. Let's get to what we want to talk about now and get to the stitching. And to be honest with you, I couldn't remember what I stitched last week. How bad is that? Now, granted, it was spring break last week, and I did a whole lot of stuff. So at the end of the week, I couldn't remember what I worked on. I couldn't even remember if I stitched at the end of last week, which I know I did. I just couldn't remember what I did. So I did look through my videos and everything, and I figured it out. And I figured out it was my Phoenix Rising, which is my pattern, which you can find in my Etsy store. So here is a picture of that now. So this is my very first pattern I ever released. Again, I'm stitching it on 30 count petroleum linen 2/2 with the DMC threads. And this petroleum linen is I purchased it from the Primitive Hair. I don't believe this is a linen that you can get from her all the time. So this was a special dye. But you can get similar fabrics from other dyers. So here is, and of course, again, as always, I don't have anything to put behind it because I don't think about that before I start my videos. Here is where I got to. So as you can see, I have all of the wings on the right-hand side of the Phoenix complete. All I have left to do is the back stitch on this side. Then I will be able to move the Q-snap so I can move down and do the tail. I think I'm going to go down, do the tail, then come back around, do this side of the wings, and then go up and do the head last, because the head, for me, is the most exciting part of the picture. So I want to save that for last. Even though this is stitching up fairly quickly, so I'm really enjoying this. And I know all of you are going to say, how do you get your stitches to lay so neat? I don't know, people. It's just, and let me tell you, they're not all laying so neat. There are a lot of places, such as like right here, they're not laying neat. But they just, and I think part of it is the fabric. So I don't railroad. I don't use wax or what's that other stuff called that comes in the blue thing that you can't get anymore. I don't know. I don't use any of that kind of stuff. Anyway, so very happy with that so far. So everything from here up through the wings is done. This is the neck. The neck is done. So now the next part is going to be coming down in here. But I do want to do all the back stitch here. And remember, I'm going to be using, I don't have it with me, but I'm using that, oh, I forget, that special metallic that my LNS gave me. I will do a little review on whenever I do that. Hopefully maybe next week. Maybe I'll be able to do a little bit of that. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So that is my Phoenix Rising. Again, that is in my shop if you're interested. Okay. Then I worked on that Thursday through Thursday night. And I got the wing done and then I put it away. I was like, I'm done. And all evening Thursday after I did my video, I was messaging Caroline and Minty Stitcher, and I was like, I'm really feeling like I want to start something new. I want to start something new, even though we all know I don't need to start anything new. You're all like, oh yeah, you don't have any projects. You can start something new. No, I do not need to start anything new. And of course, Caroline's like, well, I'm not the one to come to talk to about starting something new because I start stuff new all the time. So I came to the conclusion that I was going to sleep on it, see how I felt the next day, and see if I wanted to start anything new. Then luckily on Friday, I hardly had any time to stitch. So, needless to say, I didn't start anything new. Actually, what I did was I decided to go ahead and work a little earlier on my Sunday secret stitch, and I worked on that through the entire weekend. And I was content with that. And I was actually kind of happy with that because I got a good bit of progress done on that. So maybe I might get that done a little bit earlier than I had anticipated. So more of that to come later. Then Monday, I decided to pull Henry back out. And if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that. So here's what Henry will look like when he is fully complete in like 15,000 years. Again, it is a heaven and earth design. The artwork is originally done by Hans Holbein. I'm stitching him 1/1 on 28 count Lugana. Again, that is 1/1 on 28 count white Lugana. That is the question I get the most. Even when I write it down on the Instagram, people still ask me in the comments. 1/1 on 28 count white Lugana. And here it is. So I just started the next page. Again, this is a really confetti heavy shirt page. I have all of the black here of this one page. I don't have all the black of this page done, but the first 2 columns of black are done. And then this dot confetti, this is all one color. So that color is completely done on this page. And then I got the majority of the black done because I needed a solid color to stitch for a while. So there we go. And that is where I got on Henry. And I will continue working on him. Now, here's the thing. Again, I have discussed in previous videos, I am now in no hurry to finish him. He will get done when he gets done. I'm not going to stress out about it because I think I was making myself sick thinking about how stressed or how I wanted him done so bad. I still want to get him done. I do. But I'm not going to stress out about it. I have lots, I still want to stitch on my other projects as well. Plus, I'm really focusing on my designing right now. So, again, he will get done when he gets done. But I am going to make him a focus piece. And I don't know why I keep saying I'm not a rotation stitcher yet. I keep coming up to like being a rotation-esque stitcher. And I forget whose video I heard this on. Maybe it was Caroline talking about hearing it on somebody else's video. Or maybe it was Michelle Bendy Stitchy talking about hearing it on somebody else's video. I'm kind of leaning towards I'm going to stitch on Henry Monday through Thursday every week. Then Friday, I will work on a different piece for Friday stitching. Of course, Sunday is my secret stitch. And then Saturday, I might work on some of my, use that day to work on some of my other projects. Now, that might end up being way too many projects in 1 week for me because I'm usually a one project stitcher at a time until I get a certain chunk done. But working on my secret Sunday stitch is kind of enjoyable for me, like 1 day a week, because I'm able to get that progress done and I'm able to also then have a break. Like it's kind of like a palette cleanser. So maybe having those 3 days on the weekend might be enjoyable enough and I might see enough progress on those other smaller projects. Not that I ever have small projects. So I don't know, we'll see. But maybe I'll commit to like the owl on, well, maybe the Phoenix on Saturday because I do want to get the Phoenix done. I don't know. You'll have to wait and see. But that's what's going on in my head right now. So that is my progress report on my projects. So finally, okay, so let's talk a little bit. Well, I'm going to skip ahead here on my paper because I actually do have notes today. I just want to stay somewhat organized here. I have one purchase. Well, I have a whole bunch of purchases, but they're mainly knitting. And I have a whole bunch of other purchases that are shop related because I basically made my Etsy store legitimate, meaning I am now officially legal with the law, with the state and the federal government, so that whenever I file taxes next year, last year I didn't make enough money to make it worthwhile. I didn't have to worry about it. This year now, I will be legal, so if I do, depending upon how many releases I have and how well they do, hopefully, you never know, I won't have to worry about it, and I won't get fined and all that good stuff. So, but, and I did some other fun things that we'll see later on. I didn't have one purchase on my own. I alluded to the fact because somebody had to go and ask me on my live video, did I make any purchases at Hobby Lobby for clearance? And I did say I ended up going back to Hobby Lobby and I bought one more pattern. Now I went to a different Hobby Lobby because I have two near my house. Opposite corners, my house and two Hobby Lobbies make a triangle. But I usually only ever go to the one Hobby Lobby because my haircut, where I get my haircut, is in the same plaza as the one Hobby Lobby. So usually every 3 to 4 weeks, I go to Hobby Lobby when I get my haircut. So I bought one more pattern, and it was a Lenart. Is that how you pronounce it? Lenart? And it's the owl. And I was kind of on the fence. I've been looking at this for a while now, and I've been kind of on the fence the entire time because I love the detail of this owl. I love the colors of this owl. I'm not really thrilled about the fact that it's only a partial picture of the owl. But that might change whenever I stitch it up. I don't know. But I love the colors of the owl. I love the yellows around the eye. I love the details of the eye. So yeah, and it can't be $10 for a kit. And this comes with, oh, I don't know. I'm not sure if, I haven't even opened it up yet. I thought it comes with linen or even weave, but maybe it's, I don't even know if it's either or even weave. It says it's 100% cotton fabric, so whatever that means. And it says that it's 100% cotton yarn, whatever that means. I don't know. Oh, it's DMC. I'm guessing that means it's DMC inside. So anyways, that's what I got, my purchase. Okay, so last but not least is my shop update. So I am busy working on some projects, some designs. I have a couple smalls this close to getting ready for me to stitch up so that I can get them ready for you to stitch up, meaning for you to buy. I think with all of the creativity and craftiness that I had last week, I lost a little bit of my creativity bug. But it's starting to come back now because as I'm walking around just like randomly, like today I was at an undisclosed location and I saw a picture and got this creative idea for a new pattern. And I texted my creative bouncing board, and that person was like, definitely go for it. So that might be the next one that actually comes out because I'm really gung-ho about that right now. I know I'm being cryptic right now, but I'm really just it's a way for me to be able to talk through it and get it like the juices flowing. So anyways, my shop is going strong right now. I really appreciate all of your support. I know, like, I'm not one of those Etsy stores that have 500 patterns. I'm never going to be one of those Etsy shops. Well, maybe in like 20 years. But like, as I've mentioned in my live video, as I release, and as I mentioned last week, as I design, I'm going to release. So, you know, there's not going to be any rhyme or reason. And there's not going to be any rhyme or reason to, if I have a series, how they get released. It's just how my juices flow. So I hope you accept that and understand that, because I'm a very organized person, but when it comes to this, I just want it to be natural. So, but I'm loving that, and it's a great fun way for me to explore cross stitch and explore the needle arts and learn about it. So, and that's another great thing about my new series, is that I'm being able to talk to all these other people and learn about how they're learning about things. So, and that's great. I think that's great for everybody. And that's what we need more of, is just more conversation and more dialogue. And for so many of us, like even for me where I live, there's so few cross stitchers in my area that I know of. I don't have anybody to go stitch with and talk to about this type of stuff. So all I can do is either call up my friends or make videos and do it this way. So this is how I'm hopefully helping to create that conversation through the videos. So with that kind of random dialogue that just happened there at the end of my video, I'm going to leave it at that. Again, thank you all for your likes, subscribes, and comments. I've gotten a bunch more subscribers in the last couple weeks. Again, I'm going to be putting out my knitting update tomorrow. Go check that out if you're interested. I appreciate all of you who are knitting along with me, and I'm loving it. If you have purchased one of my patterns and are going to or are currently stitching it up, please remember to hashtag Gerald Designs on Instagram so we can all follow along and so I can see your progress, because I want to see how you decide to be creative and stitch it up, because I know not everyone is going to be doing it the way that I have prescribed, and I love that. I know that Kathleen, hi Kathleen from Kathleen's Tron Trail, has decided to, I think, use some different flosses for hers, which I think is amazing. So I can't wait to see how that stitches up. So anyways, with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful week, lots of stitching, and don't forget, be creative.